You're listening to Table for Five with Felicia and Annette, only on LA Talk Radio.
Let me say that one more time.
If she doesn't unmute us.
Yes. Good Monday morning, everyone.
She was like, "Oh, yeah, we gotta
do that. We gotta turn it on. Let's turn it on this Monday morning. Right. Turn it all the way on.
Woo,
good Monday morning,
day.
Everyone. Welcome to our show, Table for Five, on this beautiful Monday morning. It's a little chillier here in Los Angeles if you're joining us locally.
Boots on today.
Me too. It's a chilly 65.
I know. Well,
it's so
no,
awful.
Actually, where I came from, it was 54.
Oh, okay.
And then taking my son to school this morning was like 47.
Oh, okay. Yeah, again.
It's a little chilly.
It's snowing in parts of the country, and you're with the 47 degrees. Okay.
It's not supposed to be this cold.
Okay. It's Monday, February 9th.
Yes, it is.
And we're into our second show of our Love Month show.
Yes.
So we want to welcome you to Table for Five, where you, the listening and viewing audience, will always have a seat at our table here every Monday morning from 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys, we have a great show today, of course, continuing on with our Love Month. If you guys want to call in, if you have any questions for our amazing guest today, we're going to be talking to a representative from eHarmony Online Dating. I'm going to give you a little applause. Quick applause. Because it's the Love Month. And so if you have love questions, we're going to be talking about a love survey.
Wait, today's February 12th.
No. Is it?
Yes.
Oh, it is. I said it was February 9th.
I know. Wait, I put it on here. It's February 9th.
Yeah,
that was my mistake.
Today's the 12th, not the 9th.
Now we're going forward.
Real good. It's all good.
Love week.
Yes. It's the whole month. So it's February something.
Wow.
It doesn't matter.
It's February 12th.
Yes.
Last week was February 9th.
Yes. And before we get started, well, call in if you have questions. We're like all over the place today. Call in if you have questions. The number to call in is 818-570-5085. Again, 818-570-5085. But before we get too started and too far in the show, when we forget these beautiful flowers that you see, if you can see them in the shot, hopefully you can.
See them a little bit.
They are from the amazing Robert Mata. Thank you for decorating our set for us today. I know they're for your wife, but yes, we are all enjoying them.
I know.
Here
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, honey. They were really a surprise. I walked in, there were flowers out there. According to the studio folks, they were saying he was here before they were. And I know he had an early call this morning, so thank you so much. That was very, very sweet. I appreciate it.
Beautiful.
It's Love Week.
Love Week. Love Month, girls.
But before we get started, we want to let you know how to connect with us on social media.
Yep.
You already know that we have our wonderful Instagram at Table for Five, Twitter at Table for Five, our Facebook fan page at Table for Five, where you can catch all our videos and our live feed, along with our one-stop shop, which I like to call our website, which is table-for-5.com, table45.com, where you can find, go to our gallery page, see all the images, and keep up with all our shows. It'll also take you to our YouTube channel, which is Table for Five TV. You could catch up all our shows, even the back in the day shows when we were little girls. And and if you wish to advertise with us, there's also a little prompt on our website where you can hit the little tab, advertise for us, and someone very professional will contact you.
Yes.
And let you know how you can promote your business with us, and we'd love to do that. So those are, go to the website. It'll get you to LA Talk Radio. It'll get you to our YouTube channel. It'll get you to wherever you want to go.
Except for work and traffic.
Exactly.
We don't work magic like that. But speaking of advertisers, today's show, The Love Show, in the Love Month, is being brought to you in part by Lina Sarkissian of John Hart Real Estate. Yes. She is a fantastic real estate agent, and we are going to let you know a little bit about them. Lina Sarkissian of John Hart Real Estate is a premier realtor with a 100% track record of experience, along with extensive local market knowledge to help sellers and buyers meet all their real estate needs and goals in the San Fernando Valley. Past and current clients regard Lina Sarkissian as a very friendly, honest, professional, and customer service-orientated realtor who goes the extra mile for her clients to produce the best possible results. always accessible. Sorry. Always. She is always accessible, whether it's in person or by phone, by text, by email, messaging, video conferencing, and or social media. She is all over the place. Lina prides herself on being the one to give the peace of mind to clients, no matter what the situation is at all. Fantastic real estate agent that you can apparently get to 24 hours a day. You can get more information for her on her website, www.linashomes.com, LINASHOMES.com. Her information is also on our homepage to the right. You can click on her image and we'll take you right to her website to get some more information if you are in the market to sell or buy a home.
Yeah, I know. It's a buyer's, no, it's a seller's market.
It's a seller's market.
I think it's a seller's market. But we're honoring Black History Month.
Yes.
And this is our Did You Know? Thurgood Marshall was instrumental in ending legal segregation and became the first African-American justice of the Supreme Court. Who was Thurgood Marshall? Thurgood Marshall was an American lawyer who was appointed as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court in 1967. He was the first African American to hold the position and served for 24 years until 1991. Marshall studied law at Howard University. As counsel to the NAACP, he utilized the judiciary to champion equality for African Americans. In 1954, he won the Brown versus Board of Education case, in which the Supreme Court ended racial segregation in public schools.
Fantastic.
Way to go, Thurgood Marshall.
Yes.
Yay.
Let's
Rest
give him
in
a
peace,
little quick for that. Yeah.
Wow. I think it was a little deserving, a little more of that, but hey, that's okay.
Yeah. Just a quick little insert.
I know.
That's fantastic.
All right, so we're going to jump into some hot topics.
Yes, our show today. But first, our show today is online dating and happiness survey. So again, if you guys have any experience with online dating, if you have any questions for our amazing guest, we'll go ahead and introduce her. It's Jeannie. You're going to have to pronounce your last name.
Asimos.
Thank you so much. She's she manages public relations and oversees eHarmony's popular advice site. So she's representative here from eHarmony. We're going to give her applause there. So we're going to get to her in a second, talking about online dating, which is, this is Love Month. Everyone is talking about dating and online dating, and I feel like online dating has exploded. But before we get into that, and feel free to jump in if you want to, we're going to talk a little bit about hot topics and what we've done. So what you got?
Well, I wanted to say the Olympics have been going on. Have you been watching that?
I did not. I missed the opening ceremonies, which I usually really like to watch, but I started watching it a little bit yesterday. So I've watched figure skating, and I normally don't like figure skating, but I feel like they're amazing athletes right now.
Yeah, that figure skating is no joke. I've always liked figure skating because I'm afraid of ice skating because I always feel like somebody, like somebody's gonna cut my fingers off or something. I fall. It's like really, really scary. But the athleticism that these folks have, like that girl spinning 3 times in the air. Who does that? Like that's not even real. Like that's not real. Like how do you pick? I can't even pick myself up to a chin up in my workout. I can't even hold myself up, and she just literally leapt in the air
and
spun and landed beautifully.
Yeah.
So anyway,
after spinning all around like that, and even after some of the other ones, they're continuously spinning. I counted one of the revolutions last night. It was like 12 times that they spun around, and then like you just stop on a dime, and you're like, I'd be like falling on the ground and all that kind of stuff. So props to them. There was a Russian girl last night. She was only 15 years old. And she knocked it out of the park. She was amazing.
It's inspiring, doesn't it? Doesn't it make you, when I watch, I'm thinking, I need to go work out.
I need to lift up my body weight.
I mean, it just, you realize what the body can actually do.
Yes.
So
but this is years and years and years of training. Like we can't just say, I'm going to do that tomorrow. No, that's not going to happen. My back still hurts.
It's probably not going to help in our lifetime. Let's just be honest about that.
I know. We'd have to start when we're 8.
Yes, exactly. So so the Olympics have been going on, and I think that's pretty cool. I love the Winter Olympics. I've always liked them.
Do you like them better than the Summer Olympics?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I like Summer Olympics
because I love the winter, and you don't.
Yeah, that's true.
But. Let's talk about what's we forgot to talk about this last week. And so this has kind of been consuming our news feed on Facebook and our lives, which is, I don't know if you've seen the TV show This Is Us.
Yes.
Have you seen it? Okay, this thing has got us going to therapy. I mean,
or need to go to therapy.
Need to go to therapy. Yes. It really is the most beautifully written
yes
TV show in a very, very long time.
Written, directed.
Yeah.
And I don't like a flashback show. Like I don't love trying to follow a flashback show. But for whatever reason, this show has got me hooked. And it's now that I'm invested and I know, it's fine. I can go back and forth and totally understand it. But it's one of those things that you kind of have to like either love flashbacks or not. But the people, the writing, the acting, the directing, just everything about this show is amazing. And I think it's connecting with people because the story is very universal.
Yes.
You don't have to be adopted. You don't have to, have any of the necessarily issues that these people have in the show in order to somehow feel connected with it. Like, yeah, I'm a sobbing mess just about every week.
I think it's the relatability factor, right?
Yes.
It's a little unbelievable.
Yeah.
The writing is like the storyline. My husband said to me, we watch it together. And it's just, we both cried.
He's already taken. Sorry, guys.
And so, he said something to me. He said, this has to be someone's story because it seems it's so gut wrenching and it's so like, you feel like this is you forget that they're actors. And you feel like you're in their house living their experience. And he's like, this has to be someone's experience. And they're, fictionalizing it a little bit because it's so moving. It's so moving. It's funny. It's moving. Someone tweeted the other day, she was binge watching This Is Us, and she said, I'm in love with, I don't know who I want to marry more, Jack or Randall. And Jack is the father, and Randall's it, because they're both such great husbands, you know?
I think I've said too on a thread, I don't know if I want Jack to be my father or if I want him to be my husband.
That was a little weird.
Like, well, no, because some moments I'm like, oh my God, can I have a daddy like that? And then other moments I'm like, can he be my husband? Like, where do you find husbands like that? Was it back in the 80s? Or do we already miss it?
Yeah, and then I don't know, I think we saw the same feed where Jack Milo was being interviewed, and they asked him where did he find the inspiration, like as an actor, who inspired him to be this character, portray this character. And he starts crying, and he says his dad, and his dad's in the audience, and his dad starts crying. So we were all crying, and we were like, what is wrong with us? This show has us messed up.
But it was fantastic because I feel like that emotion came through. It comes through in his character.
Yes.
It made sense because I'm like, that's why he can play his character with so much. Yes, because he's drawing from that, and it comes completely out in his acting. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful story to watch.
And I love how the show has so many multiple storylines.
Yes.
The adoption, and then the oh my God, last week, listen, if you haven't seen,
tune out now.
Turn off because I'm going to blow it. I believe, I don't know if it was Tuesday's episode.
You saw it, right?
No, I'm like totally, but go.
No, she's not going to watch it.
Yeah, I will. I'm behind though.
Last week's episode, how they went back to the present and the future at the very end when they said your father's here, and he got, I was done.
Yeah, because
I was
thinking that the little boy was coming to them.
Yes, I thought the same thing. I said they're good because they were saying because he said we need a son, or we need some boys up in here, and so that little boy through the whole thread of the show, I was like, oh, they're gonna get him, oh, they're gonna get him, oh, they're gonna get him, and then all of a sudden, that's not what happened.
Even with the whole like, how did Jack die? I thought I had it figured out, and then I was like,
they messed with you. That whole they
did. That was probably the most heart-wrenching episode for me because was it the Super Bowl one?
Yes, that was the Super Bowl one where he dies.
That one was like when Mandy Moore, she played her ass off in that role, in that scene. I was like that hysterical, like grasping for air because I felt her pain. I was like, oh my God, like what?
And it was so funny because when she leaves the room to go get some candy, and he's cool, like he's cool.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
and I'm thinking, oh, he's not going to die. Right. What is he going to die of? Like, he didn't die. They had you thinking he was dying in a fire. Or the first time I thought he died because he was drunk.
Yes. And then he like lit himself on fire.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. I thought I had it all figured out.
And then we thought he died in the fire because he went back to get the dog, and we thought, oh, he's not coming out. And he comes out. And then he goes to the hospital. And then it was like this perpetual, like they kept playing with your emotions until he finally passes away, and you are just out. Like you were crying because
on the ground.
Wait a minute, we're crying because we thought he died the first time. 3 times later. He's like not dead, and we're still crying.
Oh my God. I gotta watch this.
I gotta see this.
It's so crazy. But I love the.
We got another friend hooked on it. She's been like binge watching it. Shout out to Natalie. I don't know if you're on the floor right now or
no,
you.
she should be working. But also I love the relationship of the siblings.
Yes.
I think that's really it's very sweet, and they have their own issues independently. The dog, the storyline with the dog was too much. It was all too much. So if you haven't watched This Is Us, listen, we don't know anybody on that. I don't know anybody on that set.
I don't either, other than it's just
I know no one.
a fantastic show.
It's just a great show. So shout out to This Is Us for keeping us.
Yes.
Did you do
anything?
I had a very quiet weekend. It was very, very quiet.
Okay.
Yeah. I might have a little back issue going on, so I did a lot of reading. It was nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Speaking of dogs, we went to a quick little fun getaway. We went to this resort called Terranea. Shout out to Terranea Resort and Spa. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Love it. I feel like it's a little unkept secret. Well, actually, there was a whole bunch of people there this weekend, so I think the secret is out.
No, Ellen gives away gifts to that Terranea all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why I was so damn crowded.
Ellen, blame Ellen.
I know, yeah.
Like a long time ago, it used to not be so super crowded, but this is the first time we bring our dog to the resort, which was interesting. It's just a lot. Like, my kids are teenagers now, so they were able to pack for themselves, but I had to pack a whole thing for the dog. Like the dog had his own bag. The dog has his own food. Because if you don't know, we've got a Chinese Shar Pei. If you're following me, he's got allergies. Like he's allergic to everything. So he eats raw rabbit meat. And like we have to keep it refrigerated and we got to keep it cool. And so it's not like just put some dry dog food in a and keep it moving. And then we get there and my husband's like, yeah, we need to give him a bath. We need to give the dog a bath because he's a little, hot and funky and stinky. And I'm like, really? We're going to give the dog a bath here in Terranea? So we go out to buy dog shampoo because I didn't bring the shampoo. I brought everything else for the dog, but I did not bring his shampoo.
Because you weren't going to give him a bath.
I was not planning. I hadn't even taken a bath. The
Oops,
dog
way too much information.
got a bath before I did. So we get to the resort. We have to go buy his shampoo, and then we give a dog a bath, and then I can take my shower. So everybody else got a shower before I did. And I was like,
a better wife than me.
Ridiculous.
She is. I'd be like, what?
It was a little crazy. I was like, what
did you get the rest you wanted?
I did. Friday evening, the rest of the evening was nice. Saturday was beautiful. So I wish the weather would have been a little bit better. I was a little disappointed. Terranea, thanks.
What? They have no control over the weather.
They're supposed to. So, I don't know. Flip a switch. I don't dial it up. Do something. For the amount
Was
of
it
money
cold?
that you pay, it was chilly. The sun came out in the afternoon. It's right there by the water.
It was beautiful. Yeah, because you're near the water. It's probably colder.
Yeah.
It was beautiful in Ventura. It was a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, it was hotter in Santa Clarita than it was.
Oh, wow.
Where we were.
Yeah.
So the kids didn't go swimming, but it was okay. My kids were very amicable to me. They let me take pictures. And I did have to bribe them a little bit, but that's okay. So I got some really great pictures with them, and we had some fun. Went down to the rocks, and so it was fun. It was a great time. Love Terranea. If you haven't ever heard about it, you guys should check it out. It's a great local spot here. You don't have to go far away to have just beautiful scenery.
How long is the drive?
Oh, well, it took us almost 2 hours, but that was coming from Santa Clarita on a Friday afternoon. And we tried to leave a little early.
So how long is it really? It's not that far.
It's really not that far. I want to say it's 45 miles from my house.
Okay.
From my house to Palos Verdes, it's 45 miles. It really shouldn't take you more than like an hour, 50 minutes,
that's
like
nice.
at the most, just
That's
depending on
nice,
traffic.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a little bit of traffic. But yeah, check it out.
That's
we had a great time.
beautiful. Well,
So
good.
we
I'm
talked
glad.
enough.
Yeah.
We are going to jump into our
Yes,
show.
I have a gazillion questions.
Yes. So, like we said earlier, we have in studio guest Jeannie here with eHarmony. Yes, we love eHarmony.
If you've been, I just want to say this, if you have been on eHarmony and have a relationship going because of eHarmony, give us a call at
please.
818-570-5085, right?
Yeah.
85? I can't see with or without the glasses. And let us know how that's going.
Yeah.
And we'd love to hear from you, or write something up on Facebook. We're on Facebook
yeah,
Live
we're
right
on
now. If you don't
Facebook
want to
Live,
call in, you could just...
And I would say, too, it doesn't even necessarily have to be eHarmony. I would love to hear from people
Online
who
dating.
have done the online dating thing because, listen, I'm just going to say this. I think a lot of people have, I don't know, I feel like it's mixed emotions, like 50-50. I think
Absolutely.
because it's been out there. How long has online dating, would you say, been out there?
It kind of started with like online personals or, even before eHarmony. So I would say like 18, 19 years max.
Wow. But we're coming up on almost like 20 years.
But like, it took a while for people to adopt this new way of meeting, right?
So to catch on. Yeah. But I feel like now in my circle of friends, I do have a couple of friends that have met online, some on eHarmony, some on different sites.
Yeah.
But they're married now and very successful. And just as a disclaimer, I would say eHarmony is my favorite choice if, God forbid, anything happened to my husband or anything like that.
Mark!
She has a plan. She has
a backup plan, bro. Did you know that? Can you please call in?
I wouldn't be looking to get married or anything like that.
Oh, you want to hook up?
Well, listen, because marriage is a lot. Oh, my God.
Listen, so we're one and done. Do not let Dominic and Zachary watch this show ever.
We're one and done. I'm not doing the marriage thing. I would never do the marriage thing again. But I'm just saying I feel like I like eHarmony as a company the best out of all of the websites. So that's just my little disclaimer. But I think the idea of it is fantastic and fabulous. And maybe it's just because I'm not single and I'm not in the dating scene. It's easy for me to say that, but I just think there's something so ingenious about saying, this is what I want. Do you think you can get down with it? If not, keep it moving.
Right.
I just think it's so simple and easy.
Okay,
and
so
you just
I just have a couple of questions. If this is have you ever been online and done online dating, and you're comfortable with it, and you support it 100%?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a great tool to meet people you normally would never meet.
Okay, so let's say how does the company, not you, but the company, kind of fish through the catfish situation that's going on right now?
Right. Yeah. So we have a whole fraud and trust and safety team there's certain things to look for, like coming from a certain IP address or coming from a certain country. So there's a lot of things that are flagged, and they are working 24/7. We run everybody through a sex offenders database check. Okay. So, and there's just, they're constant. And then there's also, you can sort of self-report if you're on the site. You want to flag an account or something that was fishy, or, you can do that, and that goes to us immediately. Interesting. So we have a team working 24/7 to deal with these issues.
Have you come across that where you go, oh, wow?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure things have happened, and we had to close down people's accounts. Absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately,
that's good that you're proactive as a company.
You have to. We do everything we can to keep our users feeling safe. But I always say, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to whoever you're going out with to be smart about it. Right. Just like you would if you met someone in a bar. When you be cautious and be careful, and you don't allow this person into your life right away. You take time to sort of see if this person's worth it and they're who they say they are, right?
Yeah. Because you were saying earlier that it takes time. It takes time to get to know somebody and get to know them and their background and stuff. And one thing is, so to be clear, eHarmony, you as a company don't necessarily do background checks. You just run them through the sex offender base. Right. So we're making sure that they're not on a sex offender list.
Right.
But you want to do a background check. Like, listen, I'd be all about a background check before you.
It's pretty easy. You go online.
Google the person.
It can take definitely Googling person. You can tell a lot. Addresses. You at least can verify things they've said. So it's smart to just do your homework a little bit, I would say. Yeah. Don't just, I feel we do everything we can, but you also, I don't want people to have a false sense of security, like this person's completely vetted. Right. Because really it's up to you to do that.
And I think maybe sometimes people have that misunderstanding. They assume, oh, well, I'm paying money to be on here. They're paying money to be on here. So this is all legit. But it really is, you need to take the power into your own. And I think that's fair. I think it's fair, for you to say, this is, as a company, this is what we're going to do, and the rest is on you. Yeah. Yeah.
Has the company encountered people who are married and they do profiles
Interesting.
I'm sure that's happened. I haven't heard of it specifically, but obviously you can't be married to use eHarmony. And if we find out that you are married, you will be booted off the site immediately. Oh, wow. Okay. So you can be separated. We used to have a policy where you couldn't be separated and use eHarmony, but our CEO Grant likes to say, sometimes it can take 5 years to go through a divorce. I don't think it's fair for someone they can't use our site in that process. So we do allow people who are separated to use the site now.
Okay, so there's a question. Is there a percentage of online dating that leads to actual marriage?
Goodness. I can tell you that we have over 1 million marriages.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
Are you the one site that has the most? Do you know?
I think it's probably between us and Match for close contenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we sort of sparred on that before, but
wow.
Yeah. So it's either us or Match, but we're the two big guns in terms of if you want to get married or you want a serious relationship. I would say.
A million marriages.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
over a million. Yeah, I think that's in your commercial too.
Yeah.
Over 1 million marriages.
That's fantastic.
How many? What is your user base? Do you have that type of number? Like how many?
We've had like 50 million people come through and use eHarmony over the years. So a lot of people use eHarmony over the years.
Wow.
So yeah, and then the marriage number doesn't reflect all the long-term relationships because there's lots of people just in happy relationships. Not everybody wants to get married. Actually, less people want to get married these days. So
really, why is that?
I mean, I think it's, I think times have just changed a little bit. I think.
Do you think it's across the board people don't want to get married? Or do
I
you
think
it's
people get married later. They get married
demographic?
later.
Mm-hmm.
I think, it's just not something that society expects maybe as much as before. Like you can just be happy and cohabitate great. So especially if you're on your second or third time out, I don't need to get married this time. I'll just, be happy living with the person. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, but marriage is still, very popular for people that use eHarmony. Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
I mean, through eHarmony and other online dating sites, I have a lot of friends who found their spouses, got married, or living happily ever after. And then I've had a couple of friends, not a lot, but a couple of friends who haven't had much success with online dating. I have one friend who hates it with a passion.
Yeah.
Well, no, two, because
but she hasn't tried it though. She just doesn't
she didn't
like
try
it.
it.
Yeah.
She's the
Doesn't
one.
like the
I have
idea.
but I have one friend who is just, oh no, she did it once and it was like never again.
So she did have an experience with it, and then was like, no, I'm not.
Because men tend to send images that are not warranted.
Oh, yeah.
So that famous, picture.
Right,
And they're like, well, we didn't. Why? And then one friend says people just want to text and they don't want to go further.
Yes.
Or they don't want to have a relationship.
Yep.
It's like, why are you? Why?
Okay, well then I feel like then you keep it moving. Okay,
all
thanks.
those things
On
happen.
to the next
Yeah.
one.
Absolutely. It's like in your control.
Yeah.
If some
Yes.
guy keeps texting, hey, what's going on every couple days? Hey, sexy, whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't say, let's meet up, then you can say, I love texting with you. I actually like to move this in person.
Yeah.
Let's just see if we actually have chemistry.
Yeah.
And if they disappear, they disappear. Then you move
Yep,
on.
bye.
You'll know real quick if they're
Keep it going.
serious or they're joking.
That's a lot of work.
I love
It
but I love
is.
that though. I feel like it's just cut and dry, cut
Yeah.
to the chase. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a control person. I
Yeah,
like
you have
having that
no
control.
Wow.
Well, listen, if that's what if that's my mission, if that's what I'm going for, either to just, have somebody as companionship, or if I'm trying to find a husband, it's a mission. Like, okay, we're going to keep it moving. You want to do this? You down with it? Nope. Okay, let's keep on to the next one.
You'd be surprised of the stories I hear of people who just message and text and talk for months and don't meet. And then they think, I mean, a lot of women have written in and said, I'm in the relationship. We haven't actually met yet. But I said, you're not in a relationship if you haven't met. This happens a lot though.
Really?
They think there's something there and they just haven't met because for whatever reason, it's, long distance or whatever. But I always say it's not a relationship if you haven't met the person. You need to get in person, get in front of them as soon as possible because it's just.
Now, how do you I would get nervous. Like, I think I would be like the worst candidate because I don't trust the picture. Like, how about if that picture is not who they really are?
Okay, well then that's when when you're texting and be like, hey, why don't you send me a quick screenshot, or hey, let's FaceTime so that you can kind of see what there are. Because of course people are going to
what happens, and then
pictures.
you'll be like, oh, that's not the guy.
Okay,
that does
you can be that
It
shallow.
does happen. Yes. Of course, because I'm attracted to the picture you put on your profile.
Well, but it's
not about being shallow. It's about being truthful.
I get it if the picture is like 12 years old. Fine.
Don't
that's
do
not
that.
Yeah, that's not a representation of who you are. But maybe it's just a different angle, or maybe it's like a more flattering angle. And I don't know. I feel like
Listen,
you have
I need
to have
to
a
see
connection.
you as you are today.
We could do a whole show about photos. Because you guys, it's shocking. Okay.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. I mean,
Like what people do to them, like
just
photoshopping.
the bad pictures, the photos far away, the blurry pictures. 5 pictures that are the same, but they use a different filter or sunglasses.
Oh,
or
about
you don't
what they're
know
putting
who
on
it
their
is, or-
profile. Yeah.
I mean, it's like
I've seen that.
The photos are the most important thing. They
Yeah.
are. Besides, what you write is very important too.
Yeah.
But don't just put one photo up of you
Right,
that's
right.
rainy. I mean, you need and write nothing.
Yeah.
And then you say, I don't have success. Well, why do you think you don't have success?
Because you have one picture.
You need
and
to put at least like 5 pictures up.
There
you
was
know?
one that I
Courage.
saw with a guy, and like 3 of the 5 pictures he was with his mom. I was
Or
like,
wow.
wow.
Pictures with like guys.
That's really
pictures
telling.
with
His mom?
Oh, no. I've seen it all. I mean,
I agree with you, though. So shout out to the people who are listening. If you're on there, pictures are important. You're not saying that you need to go get professional pictures done or headshots or anything like that. No, but just take some time, take some thought, take some effort. Let someone know that you're doing this. Maybe they can help you.
Your friend. Just like
take a picture.
We all have iPhones these days. Take great photos. Just go outside and go on a hike with your friend. Take a couple shots. You want to see... I think just besides just headshots, seeing someone's full body is important too. Yeah. Just to see, and then, just be truthful about who you are at the end of the day, because you're wasting everybody's time. If you, say I'm this, I'm that, and then you show up to the date and you're none of those things, it's disappointing.
So another question is, what is the most important info you should post when creating a profile?
I think, I see a lot of generic responses. I love my friends and family. I like going to the beach. Be specific. How about instead of I love music, I love Guns N' Roses? I don't know, or This Is Us is like my must-watch show every week. I've got to see it. Or just interesting details about you. Or my favorite trip was going to Italy because I got to go with my mom and we ate the most amazing pasta ever. Just like specific stuff will make you stand out more than just the typical generic what everybody sees. So I would say be specific.
Have you ever had a profile or a client that has had no success? Really?
Oh, yeah. And a lot of it is just, like they will write in and say, I'm not having success. So we look at their profile. They've written nothing. They haven't filled out anything. They have maybe one picture. Well, I know why you're not having success. Or their settings are really restrictive. I only want to meet somebody within 10 miles. Well, you know what? That's, so a lot of it depends on what you're
will you help them?
Absolutely,
When they write into you, there's so there's support that comes along with your site that says, hey, I'm getting this or I'm getting these type of people. What do you think? And you'll look at their profile and give them feedback?
We have a whole customer care team, and they're like the nicest, sweetest people. I sit right near them, and I hear them on the phone. Well, let's look at your profile. Well, maybe you want to. They're so sweet, and I probably would be more like, what? Come on.
Have you really think you're gonna get somebody looking like that? Put your pajamas.
What kind of picture is that?
I only want to date someone within 20 miles. Well, what if the love of your life is 27 miles away?
Listen, my husband lived here, and I lived in New York.
Yes.
And it just worked. It worked. And we phone dated, which is kind of funny, because we phone dated for 4 months? And then we got married.
Oh, that's so sweet.
24 years later.
There's one couple on eHarmony that he lived in the Bay Area, she lived down here, and they matched. That's 300 miles plus.
Oh, yeah.
And he came down to see her, and they knew instantly this is the one, and they got married and they live down here now. So I hear these stories all the time. So I know not everybody can relocate. Right. But if you can, it's not a bad option to open the settings up.
How about someone who just can't get over the person that didn't want them? Let's say they go out on a date and they realize, he may think she's the perfect match, and she's realizing, not for me. So have you ever had a point where someone becomes stalkish?
Not that I've heard. I'm sure it happens, but
So is there a blocking feature?
Yeah, you can block someone, absolutely. Yes,
and then you have to learn how to block them in your real life.
And that's also the reason you do not allow someone you newly meet into your life. Don't let them know where you live. Don't have them come pick you up at your house. Keep that stuff separate until you're sure this is a person worthy of knowing all about me. Don't just jump into it. It's important to figure out who this person is before you allow them.
And I want to say too, it's a little bit, it's like you said, it's almost just treat it as you're just meeting somebody in a bar.
Yeah.
If you just meet a person in a bar, treat it the same way, because not everybody has that friend that can hook them up with this person and that person. I think it's a little different. Even then, to me, listen, I don't trust anybody. So I feel like you got to be a little sketchy, even if it's a friend of a friend. Oh, I know this person, but you might not know all their business. So you still have to be a little bit, cautious.
Yes.
But I think approach it like you're just have met somebody you're just typically meeting a stranger off of the street, but just happens to have a lot more in common with you based upon the questions. And there's a million questions
on eHarmony.
Listen, I helped my friend set up a profile. No, I haven't done it. I helped my friend set up a profile, and I would say thousands of questions. It was a lot, but I appreciated that process because I felt like it was a thoughtful, and it really makes you be very reflective on yourself and honest with yourself, and think about things that you want and that you want out of a person. So I think that's another reason why I really like your website, or like the company eHarmony. Yeah. So one of the questions that I had for you is, what kind of sets you apart from all of the other ones, if you want to speak to that?
So the questions are there for a reason, not just to, be very tedious. The questions are there because we have a back-end matching system that matches people based on compatibility. So many years ago when Dr. Warren started the company, he was a therapist, a couples counselor.
Okay.
And he saw all these couples that were just a bad fit. Go, God, I wish I could put two people together that really should be together, that share values, that share common interests, all that stuff. So that's how the idea of eHarmony came to be. Was there him just going, oh my God, these people should not be
So he was
together.
a therapist.
Oh, wow.
The founder was a
psychologist.
therapist.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So then they went out and said, okay, what makes the happiest couples so happy? What goes into it? So they interviewed thousands of couples from the happiest to the most unhappy and looked at the common factors that made these people so compatible. And they found that it was really similarity. Not similarity like I like 7-Up and so you do too. But, we have the same energy level, or we both are very agreeable, or we're both extroverted. So it's stuff like the kind of the deep-rooted personality traits. The more similar you are, it's just your relationship's just easier.
Yeah.
You're not always clashing. So
Which goes to our happiness journal.
Yes.
that's right.
Yes, the
Survey. I said journal.
So that's how we're different, is we're based on science and research, basically.
That's excellent.
Gotcha. And so this is a piece of your research that you've done. This is a recent survey that you guys put out?
Yes. We
And
did
where
it.
can anyone find this?
You can find it. You could go to eharmony.com/dating advice, and we have links to the survey.
Do you have to have an account in order
No.
to find that?
Dating
Okay.
advice site is all free.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes. And it's
Oh.
a great site. We've got lots of awesome bloggers and psychologists and experts that write for us. Everything you can imagine, dating, relationship issues. It's really cool. So yeah, we commissioned Harris, a survey company, to do a survey for us last end of the year. We wanted to know, how are the couples in America doing? Are they happy? Are they not? What are
Yeah.
they fighting about? What's going on?
Yeah.
So they went out and interviewed over 2,000 couples for us who are the long-term relationships or married. And
In the United States?
yes. And this is what they came back with. So we got some cool findings.
So I wanted to
this is
point out
great.
64% of Americans reporting they are very happy in their relationship,
Yay.
and just 19% say they are unhappy.
So
to
of
some
the
degree.
2,000 people that you interviewed, more than half of them are saying that they're very happy.
So it's nice.
That
That
a
was
great
good news, right?
positive.
I know. I
Yes.
love that. We like
Yes.
some good news.
Okay, but I found this millennials aged toward my son would be like, really? 25 to 34 report having the happiest
Happiest.
relationships of all.
Yes, the
That's
young
really
people.
I was
Yes.
actually surprised by the findings
I
about
was too.
millennials.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I think we have this sort of like, they don't even talk, they text.
Yeah,
right?
they don't
Or
know what they're
Their
doing.
communication skills aren't great, but actually it was the contrary. So, yeah.
I love that people living in cities.
Yeah, that
tend
was
to be
kind of
happier
interesting.
in urban areas. What else did I do? Oh, household income. I
Yeah.
loved this
Oh, that
because
was
I
very
think that this is
interesting.
interesting
Yeah.
because there was even a thing where it said money can't buy you love, but apparently can buy you
Yeah.
happiness.
Yeah.
So it said the household income has a direct correlation with most happy couples that are making over $200,000
Yeah.
a year.
Combined,
and I do believe that because $200,000 a year combined income, that's a pretty
Yeah.
good income. I mean,
Yeah.
both people are working, and I'm sure you're
Combined,
probably
okay.
working pretty hard. Yeah, so it's about 100,000 a piece, or give or take.
Yeah.
And so you're definitely working a 9 to 5.
Well, it has to be a
or-
professional.
Yeah. So they're working, but they have access and money to access fun things to do. You know what I mean? I feel like
I
at
don't know.
$200,000, you can take a really nice vacation
Yeah.
or a couple of little things here and there. You have that ability, that financial freedom
Well,
to do stuff like that.
I think, one of the biggest factors, which cause people to fight is financial stress.
Yeah.
So if you kind of remove that from the equation, I think you're going to be
But
if you
I-
don't have that daily stress,
Yeah.
I think you're going to be happier in that regard.
Right.
Yeah.
But I find that a little tricky, this figure, because I would dare say I know couples that I know for a fact don't make anywhere near that and are happy.
Well, I think the second, besides the top, I think the second happiest group was couples making 30 grand, or 30,000 each. So, I mean, it's, money I think can help. It's definitely not the
Yeah.
end all be all.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, because
other
I
things,
found that
yeah.
really high
Yeah.
for the average American. I don't think the
Absolutely.
average American is making that much
no,
money.
no, I don't
So
think so.
it-
No.
so
but then I
it
don't think the
doesn't-
average American is happy in their relationship.
Well, no, because 64% of them.
but that's only the 2,000 people, though.
I know, but
so maybe these 2,000 people that they found
making
all made a lot of money.
Yes, that's exactly my point. It's like this is very specific to just these people.
Yes,
and obviously they were professionals. They must be professionals to be able to make either one of them to be making that
and
much
I think
money.
you can be at making a low amount of money, but I think both people have to be very financially responsible.
Absolutely.
And that's where you come into the same mindset.
Because you can make all this money and have crazy debt and be in a hole and be declaring bankruptcy and be, you know, so this is very, I
think it's just one factor that is helpful, but it's definitely not the answer. There's many other things that make a couple happy, and money's not, you know, just one factor.
I think this correlates more for men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I thought that it was interesting that men tend to be more positive, happy, and satisfied in their relationships than women. I think because they're kind of clueless. Like sometimes I think men might be like, "Yeah, I think everything's great. What are you talking about?" And we're like, "Really?" Because what you did and what you said, and how you have been acting, they're like, "What? What's going on? It's all good."
Men, you know, I think that as women, sometimes we not overthink, but we're always like, you know, talking to our girlfriend, and I don't think guys just are as in the weeds as we are about our relationship. So, and a lot of times they're very
oblivious.
They're very surprised when they, you know, we say, "I've been telling you this for a year."
For 24.
Yeah, or 24.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Okay, nearly 50% of all people are happy in their sex life.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's having lots of sex in this.
Really nice.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "Go right."
Survey, they're rich, they got money.
They're having sex.
They're 25 to 34. How are they making that kind of money?
But the unhappy couples are having almost as much sex as the happy couples. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yes,
so
I did see that.
It's another
so
one
it's
of
not
those.
really sex. That's really
It's other.
Okay, the other thing was happiness peaks amongst those in committed relationships of any type, including those who have been in relationships of 5 years or less, married couples, and those who are the same age as their spouse or partner.
Yeah, we found that the happiest couples were very similar, like similar in age, similar in their personality traits.
I could see that.
Yeah, and like similar.
You don't want to marry an opposite.
Exactly. We say opposites attract and then attack. At the end of the day. You like that?
You better write that down. Opposites attract and then attack.
I've never heard that last part.
You need to be watching this show.
Are we attacking? Are we in the attacking phase?
No,
but
like
you start attacking?
In the couples who say they're perfectly happy, it's like they love to go camping together, they love to go on date night, they love to go drinking together, they love to do things together. They also believe in compromise and open communication. So they're just like they have good foundational building blocks to make a relationship happy, right?
Yes. I agree. I agree because I think Robert and I are we're not the same, but we are similar in things that we like. So that's, you know, so we like to communicate, and we, you know, that was the foundation of how we started. Right. So there are a lot of similarities in the way we walk through the relationship, but we're personality. He's more quiet. I'm much more of a talker.
No.
But they are like, even when we were phone dating, he asked a lot of questions. I mean, so much so it was the funniest. He's going to hate that I say this, but I mean, he asked because
he had his own survey.
Yeah, he had his own survey. He really did. He even had a book that he made me read, which I thought was, it was hilarious. But it was a good thing. It was a good thing. And we talked about politics. We talked about a lot of things that you normally wouldn't talk about. And then one day he said, and then he wanted to know if my parents were married because he didn't want to marry somebody whose parents were divorced. I mean, he had like all these like things, right? And then one day he goes, I know, babe, I'm going to say this in the air. How high do you shave your legs? I think I've said this before.
Oh, he did?
Yes. And I was, because I lived in New York, he lived here. I mean, the next time I was going to see him was whenever.
Yeah.
And I went, what? He goes, yeah, like how high? Do you just shave to your knees or do you go all the way up to your knees?
That is cute.
Yeah, he was very like.
Okay, so what's the correct answer?
Well, you got to be
all the way up.
Well, that's a great. I mean, that's a great segue because asking someone questions like is really when you're on a first date, especially. Ask a lot of questions. Get to know them, like, and don't just talk about yourself. Find out about the other person, you know.
And I feel like if they're intimidated by that, and they're like, "Why is this person asking me so many questions?" Next,
you've got to go.
Exactly.
Next.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah. So there was things, and even we talked about kids and stuff like that. Like, how do we want to raise our kids? How many kids do we want? And
but that's so smart that you guys did that because a lot of couples don't ask questions like that, and then they get married. Yeah. And then they find, oh my gosh, we do not agree on how to raise children. We don't agree on how to spend money. Then you're going to have a lot of friction. It's just going to be really hard.
I don't understand how people get in relationships without talking about stuff like that. Well, and I think they don't think about it in their family dynamic. Also, too, like how important is your family to you? And this, there was one question in here that says, does family impact love? The survey found that happiness is greatest for those in first-time marriages, while those who remarry tend to get along better with their spouses. Couples with either one child or more than 5 tend to argue less than those who have to. I guess that's more for like if you already have a family, but I think, impacting your family, like your whole entire family dynamic. Are you invested in your family? Are you close to your family? Because if you come into a situation where you're not close to your family and that person is, and then you have to come into the family, or you feel like you're marrying the family, then some people might not like that. But you need to talk about those things.
I think that, when we grow up, we only have our parents, right, and people around us to look up to in terms of relationships. We're not really taught how to choose a relationship partner.
Exactly.
So I think that's what happens. Like if you get married when you're younger, you just you meet someone, you have chemistry, and you go, okay, let's get married. You don't think about all those things down the line. Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but that's why we're all here talking about it.
I know.
Yes. Well, and hopefully with online information, and I think that's maybe why the millennials could be more happier, because I think they might have figured this out.
Yeah.
They might have gotten into this because they're more into the research. They're more into being on the computer. They might have read more information.
And they probably have done this. They've done the online dating. The other thing I was going to say, this weekend, because it was a quiet weekend, we were folding laundry, and I hate doing laundry. Hate it with a like it's just something that I detest. And of all the chores that I have, right? So, and I was folding laundry, and he loves doing laundry. So he was doing the laundry, and I'm just folding them. And he's like, why are you folding laundry? We argued about that. And I said, you know what? This is something that I want to like talk about one day, is when we got married or living with someone, did the woman's role be the one to have to fold your laundry? Because I'm not your mother. I said, this circle of life is a little crooked, because when I have sons, I've taught them how to do their laundry so they can be independent. They know how to fold their clothes, put it away. Now they're going to get married, and now the wife is going to do it. So what was the point of that?
I know, right?
Well, I don't know. It's up to the wife if she wants to do it.
I think we should
rebel
against chores.
I agree with you on the laundry. I have
I don't really
I have
do
laundry
my
that sits on my guest
anymore.
bed, and I just don't want to put it away and fold it. I hate it. Yes,
I don't want to do my own laundry. It's not even my husband's laundry. It's like I don't want to do. And the reason we do it because he loves doing laundry. So I just
I think roles need to. I think this whole idea of men need to do this and take out the trash, and women need to do this. I think you should go into a relationship doing what you love. I love to organize. I love to clean a toilet. That's just me. I love a clean bathroom. I will scrub the hell out of a toilet. But dishes?
I love dishes.
Yeah.
I could do.
So we could get married. I'll clean the toilet. You can wash the dishes. I love to cook. I love to cook, but I hate doing the dishes.
And I'll clean up a table.
Yeah, I can't stand to stick my hands in dishwater or anything like
So
that.
it's like before you move in with your partner, have these conversations
Yes.
and just say, well, do you just figure this stuff out before, and then whoever loves to do the dishes, whoever loves to clean the bathroom, just split it up that way.
Okay, so this is a shocking one. Men are twice as likely as women to agree that they enjoy sex more than the partner.
Well,
but I don't think that's true. I think women are a little bit more conservative in that
twice
response.
As likely.
Yeah, I think women enjoy sex. I just don't say it because it's not proper.
Yeah. We're not as open, maybe.
Yeah,
I know.
So that's not a shocker, but it was kind of like, oh, really?
I want to get back to the whole children thing too. I thought this was very interesting. Happiness is great among the first-time marriages who have more than one child, like 2 to 4 children.
I think it was 3 was the magic number.
Yes, I was so surprised about that. And then if you had 5 or more kids, like those people were happy. I'm like, those people are tired.
They're too tired to argue. They're exhausted. They don't know what's going on.
That's why they're not. Yeah, that's why they're not arguing.
That's why they're not arguing, because they got so many kids. So I don't know that it's happy or just tired. But I thought that was very interesting.
A good observation.
So the number of children is 3. So people should be talking about, do you want to have kids? Do you not want to have kids?
I know.
If you're just in the mindset of, I don't really want to have kids and maybe I'll have one, then you need to know, a lot of people with one child, they're kind of not really the happiest.
One of the points that was a little surprising to me, men are almost twice as likely as women to have relationship therapy.
Yeah.
Yes, so they were very open to it. I thought that was interesting.
It was very
men and millennials, which really surprised me.
Yes.
Yeah. And then men are more likely to report romantic gestures on a monthly basis, such as writing an affectionate note or holding hands on a walk, sending flowers.
Yes, men were bringing on the romance.
Yeah,
I was
that's
happy to
very
see
good.
that.
That's very good.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that.
So then we had this whole chart, this infographic.
Yes.
I thought this was very interesting. It kind of broke down the money, the children. I thought it was very interesting that the mostly happy people were considered themselves Democrats.
Well, listen, what I wanted to say here, going to that point, the percentages of reasons why there's stress in a marriage. 35 report stress from work as having most negative impact, 33 report being too tired for sex, 27 report arguments about money, and 5%, which I think that's higher now, is reports politics as being a point of contention.
Yeah.
And I know that's a bigger number.
Well, you did the survey in what, December?
December, yeah.
Okay, so the elections had already happened.
Okay.
But it's interesting. So we've seen spikes in our registration when things are going on in the country. Like when Donald Trump was elected as president, our registrations actually went up to good.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. So in times of uncertainty, people are like, I want to couple up. I want to have some sort of relationship security.
Wow.
We also saw spikes after 9/11. After the major events that happened, we see spikes in our registration. So it's really interesting that people just want to have a relationship. It's some sort of security.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So,
so I felt like the unhappy people were poor Republicans with one child.
Wow.
that was my take from the survey.
Yeah, that's not really true.
Yeah, all those people you need to change.
I know. But listen, I want to say this, how to keep romance alive. And I thought these were really cute. 68% respondents say I love you daily.
I know.
Which is very, very
That's
true.
a really high number, and I love that.
Yeah,
I
do
like
too.
that.
That's
Yeah.
really,
I know.
We say it all the time.
60% of those
65% report kissing on the mouth for a second or two each day. I have to count the seconds now.
Lord.
72% say they'll hold hands when out on a walk. Yes. Holding hands for me is key. I said it last week. We had a relationship therapist here last week. Only 1 in 5 argue with their spouse or partner weekly. I don't know. Do you argue?
I feel like well, I don't like to call it arguing. I like to call it disagreeing because we are opposites. I'm very extroverted. He's very introverted. So we have a difference of opinion on a lot of different things. Not core things, but just I don't know, stupid stuff maybe.
I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing, because I think some of the happiest couples argued actually more. So it's just about communicating really at the end of the day. So,
and I think this is really, really true. People are more likely to bicker and have polite disagreements than anything more serious. And these behaviors decline as they get older. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go, that's not even worth the fight.
It's not. I think you get to a point when, I don't know, the wiser we become as we get older. We're sort of like, I'm not going to argue this point today. I'm just going to save my energy for something else,
this
right?
Pick your battles. Like, what do we really have to argue over the laundry?
Yeah.
No, he loves
said
doing
that
it.
arguing spikes for people ages 35 to 44. Then they steadily decline with age. So if you're arguing a lot, wait till you hit like 40, 40s, 45, and then everybody will just be too tired.
Yeah,
you just got to make it a couple more years. Then you'll be good.
Almost there.
Oh my gosh, that is hysterical.
Less fighting correlates with being happier. We kind of understand. The other thing that I thought was very interesting was that men and millennials, I don't know if you said this already, but they're more likely, one, to cheat, which I thought was interesting.
What?
But they are also more likely to go to therapy and counseling.
Yeah.
So they're more open. I feel like
let's not cheat.
The interesting thing about this is that they said that millennials or people in that 24 to 35 age range, they're very open about their relationship, which I thought was very good. And I'm trying to think, okay, so the millennials, what generation are their parents in, and where did this come from? Are they seeing? It could be very interesting to go back and find out if these millennials' parents are still together. Like, are they getting good modeling? Like, where are they getting this from? Because I'm going to throw under the bus a little bit. My hairdresser, she's very open about her relationship, and she's young. And it, like, I feel like in days past, people would be very like, oh, I don't want to talk about my relationship. Or if something really bad happens in your relationship, say you have a cheating spouse or something happens, it was all very hush hush. It used to be very hush hush. But I feel like people now, they talk about it more. And the younger people are very like, they're like, I'm gonna tell everybody. I don't really care. Like they don't really have like these taboo secrets.
Yeah.
So it's making me feel like it's more positive. We're becoming a more communicative society.
Totally agree.
Are you seeing that?
I totally agree. And we actually talked about this in the office a little bit too, is maybe a lot of these millennials they come from divorced parents where they saw what didn't work was being quiet and not communicating and not talking. So now it's like, we're going to learn from our parents and value compromise and value communication and value all these things. So,
because that could be what it is. The divorce.
Yeah.
Millennials whose parents are divorced and they see what didn't work.
Yeah, I'd be interesting to find out if there's a high rate of divorce with those parents.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I know on an anniversary, my son asked me, he goes, do you have any points of advice, pointers, he said, for us young people, and I said, you know what, respect each other. Key. I think that's key. You can have a difference of opinion, but don't cross that line of disrespect, because then you can't go back. It's bro, you really messed up.
No, we had a research scientist. I asked him, like, what was a big indicator for divorce? And he said the biggest indicator was contempt for your spouse. When you get to that point, there's
really no turning back.
I thought that was really interesting. I was like,
wow, that is
you just have total disdain for someone.
I can see that. Like if you get to the point where you want to stab somebody,
it's done. But please don't stab them.
But you don't understand. Us Latinas, we'll stab you and love you at the same time. We'll stab you. We'll clean the Band-Aid. We'll get the Band-Aid, put the peroxide, and tell you how much we love you as we're helping you.
After you've stabbed them.
After you stab. That doesn't qualify for Latina women. Okay. We stab and love and all
that. She's a different survey.
Yes, I'm a different survey.
I think you might need to ask next time, are you Latina or what?
I know. We need to break that down. We're going to break that down for sure.
It's okay. I wanted to stab him today. Tomorrow will be different.
Tomorrow we love. And we celebrate. Yes. You don't understand.
But like literally, if you're plotting against
you better be afraid of a Latina. You're dating a Latina? Oh, wow. People are like, wow. You are in danger for your life. Listen, I mean, it's very interesting. But I would say in communicating, it has to be a two-way street, because going like millennials, like I don't know, you have to, I guess the partners both have to agree that communicating openly and sharing has to be something that they both want.
Right.
Like if I tell my girlfriend, everything that's going on at home, that might offend my husband.
Yeah.
Or if I, you know what I'm saying? Like there's that fine line. I've raised 2 boys, and everybody knows my business when it comes to raising my sons, because I need the help. I don't have all the answers, so I'll share, this is going on, and and my son one time got mad at me, and he said, you tell everybody everything about me. And I'm like, because first of all, I don't, secrets, what is it? Your secrets will kill you? What's that saying?
You're sick as your secrets?
You're sick as your secrets, and I need help. And I don't know if that works for a marriage.
Well, I think you don't need to be telling everybody your marital business, but I think you need to have people surround you.
Did you say marital?
Marital? Whatever.
Marital.
I think you need to make sure you're talking to your partner too.
Yeah.
And not going and telling your girlfriends everything negative, and then not tell them. Right. Make sure you tell them as well. But also, but I think I'd be careful with talking to your friends a little negatively about your partner a lot.
Yes. I'm a huge, that for me is like a big no-no. I'm like, you know what, don't be telling everybody that you really hate him today, because tomorrow you're going to be loving him, and then we're going to be hating him from yesterday.
It's true.
My mom would always say to me, don't get involved in couples problems,
right?
Because they'll make love and live happily ever after, and you're stuck being mad at that person, and you're like, wait, what?
Right. But I think having people around you that have healthy relationships too, and that can be a source of like understanding. Like, listen, it's not always perfect,
no.
Because I think that's what some people have to go into. And then these people who are millennials that are happy and that are young and getting married, I'm hoping that they understand that it is work. Even if you're not at the end of the day, you can be as compatible as you want to be on paper, and everything looks good, and you've made this match and but at the end of the day, people still have problems, and I think you have to work it out, and you have to figure out what is more important, the common goal, the bigger goal, and say, are we working towards the same goal? And
you have to stay committed to your relationship, and stay positive and just work on it. It's work and tending to the garden. That sounds it's like all the time. Make it a priority. Don't take your partner for granted ever. It's supposed to be the most important person in your life,
and that's
then
hard.
Show that. I know
really
it is hard, but a lot of relationships drift when you don't.
One of the things here on the desperately unhappy.
We didn't really talk about that. I
know. We're running out of time, but I think one of the things that people don't realize when they're dating, when you start to settle. That is the killer. I always tell people, don't settle. I don't care if your expectations are up. Don't settle, because the minute you settle, you compromise in the relationship of dating. And then if you marry that person, then you think, oh, I'll deal with that later. That becomes the elephant in the room and the monster you can't kill. And it kills you, and then your relationship implodes.
Well, we are like almost out of time. Is there anything you want to say as a wrap up?
Quick question somebody had during Valentine's. Is eHarmony busier than ever?
We are. Our high season starts December 26th. And goes right through Valentine's Day. So after the holidays, people are, with their families and not with a partner. They're like, I gotta figure this out. New Year's. So it's our high season. So there's more people than ever online dating right now. So if you're gonna do it right now.
Oh my God.
Because you got a big pond to fish from.
Interesting. Exactly.
Did you all hear that? It's a big old pond out there right now.
Go get it. Thank
you so much, Jeannie from eHarmony.
Guys, I love being here.
Thank you for coming. So we've run out of time like always. We hope you've been informed, educated, and entertained. Go to eHarmony.com and check it out. And we'll catch you next Monday live on LA Talk Radio with Love, Power, and Money.
Yes. Have a great week. Bye.
You're listening to Table for Five with Felicia and Annette, only on LA Talk Radio.